Yesi. I've seen different things. I growing up and up to now, I have noticed so many different things that happens. This is just daily story, right? Sometimes you look at some homes, or sometimes you look at your own life situation and you think that, oh, some people are just born made. Why some have to toil so hard to make ends meet? Why others are just in between? So I start with this story. Then at the end of the day, I now just tell you where I'm going. There was this wealthy man. He was very, very wealthy. He had a lot of money. Apparently, he didn't know what to do with his money. He had a good life. He had children. He had his wife. He had his home. His children were highly educated, but he was also a very hard worker. He worked so hard. Eventually, the man didn't get to really like enjoy the money. He died at the age of 50. He died leaving a wife behind, children and all that, who were really, really educated. Of course, what do you expect? Most of his wealth passed on to his immediate family, and they lived on, and they also become very wealthy. So what do we say to that? Do we say, oh, he lived a good life, he passed his wealth to his family? Or what do we have to say? Or were his family born into wealth and they kept going? We don't pray for bad, but what now happens when one of the family passes on to it? Still passes on the wealth on and on. So that's one story. The other one, they are all interrelated. So just listen quietly to my story. The other one, there was a man that was born into a very poor family. He grew up poor, struggled, toiled all day, all night, struggled so much, had his own family. They were all living fine. They were happy. They didn't have the money, but they lived. Eventually, the man died, also at a very not too old age, at the age of 60. But there was not really much things that he left behind because he was poor and his own family was poor. So these are two different scenarios. You see, the first one was born into wealth. He had his money, he had everything, and he lived on, died, and passed on his wealth to his family. And the second one was born into poverty. He had the life, the poverty life, he was contented with what he had, though he worked so hard, but he was never rich, but he had that name, and he also died. There was nothing to pass on. The poverty thing he had to pass on to his children, and they continued from where he stopped. Then the last one, the person didn't work before. He was just like that, living from day to day. Eventually, he played the lotto and won a lot of money and became very rich. So we have three things here, three stories, right? One was born rich. The other wasn't born rich. He worked so hard, but he found himself just like that, passed on. And the third one wasn't like a hard worker. He wasn't doing anything strong, but won the lotto and he became rich. Those are different stories. I'm going to apply this to daily activities or to one's life. You see, sometimes people really ask, is it every hard work that brings money? I'm asking you, and I want you in my comment section to make a comment. Please tell me if it's every hard work that brings money, because I want to know. Then another question I will also ask you, if you are born poor and you find yourself in such environment, does it mean that your generation and all that will remain poor? Also answer that in my comment section. And if you know, and if you're really sure that it's not all hard work that brings money, a little bit of luck can come in play in some of these things. If you do agree with me, still make your comment in the comment section. I will say one thing. Personally, I believe in hard work. If you work so hard for anything, if not now, later on, it pays off. There's always results for it. If we are talking about money now, or those finances and the rest, sometimes divine favor just come in some. Some people work from morning till night and work. They are not into anything bad, like abusing their money or anything. They don't really become just rich the way they wish they could be. Why some just little effort, something just clicks, and you find yourself in another level. So what do you have to say to this? I will advise every of my people that is listening to this, whatever you are doing, just believe that it pays off. If it doesn't pay off today, it can pay off tomorrow. Believe so much in yourself and continue to do whatever you are doing that you feel is right. That's my own. If you are a worker, if you work morning till evening, or you have the days that you work, you put on so much effort, continue to put your effort in it. If you are that type that have a business and you know the business you are doing is not paying off now, but you believe in yourself, you believe it's gonna pay off, continue to put your energy in it. And if you are that type, you are doing a program in school, in college, whatever it is, and you believe in yourself that is gonna pay off, continue to just put that energy in it and go on. Another thing I would say, there's always a divine favor. Do you know what we call divine favor? There's always a divine favor in whatever you do. Sometimes most of us just go along. We just wake up, oh, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm doing, without really checking ourselves. Is this dancing right for me? Is it dancing wrong for me? So check yourself. Check yourself. I've said different stories relating to different circumstances. It's just like that in daily activities in our lives. Our circumstance could be that our parents have worked so hard in the past, they've saved some money for us, they've assisted us, and now, hooray, we are different because they've set the base for us. I'll tell you, and I will also ask you this question. If you are among those that your parents have set the base for you already, and you have things already set up for you to follow, I want to know. I want to know, and if it's good too, so that we can also set the base for our children. And another thing, there was this lady, I didn't talk about that before. There was this lady, she had so much money. She has so much money, but she didn't have children. She had family, she had friends, but there was this boy that was always of help to her. Whenever she wants somebody around, this boy was always there, helping in one way or the other. Eventually, the boy grew up to become a man. I will say a young man of about 20 years old. And the lady was dying. She knew she was going to die. Eventually, she died. And when her will was read out, everything she had worked for was willed to that young man. So that's another divine favor. You see, in that case, I would say the young man also worked hard, in the sense that he worked for the lady. He gave all he could give. He paid attention. He shared. He gave his love. And at the end, she paid back. That's another divine favor. It comes. Don't ever overlook anything. Don't ever overlook anyone. Everything you think is not right is right. Most times you just see things and say, oh, this is not mine. This is not for me. Oh, I'm not cut out for this. But at the end, it turns out to favor you. So whatever opportunity comes your way today, hold tight to it. Hold tight to it. Wherever you see yourself, hold tight to every good thing you come across. Every person you see daily, go closely, hold tight. Your relationship, hold tight. Interactions, hold tight. Your thought, hold tight. Ideas, hold tight. You can't tell where the favor is going to come from. And don't stick it in your brain telling yourself, oh, money, 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 money. I have to make money. I have to make money. I have to make money. It's not all about making it. There are still things you need life. You need life. You need to be able to extend love to people out there. So check yourself. Let's keep going. Let's know that it's never too late for anything. Every good thing will always come our way. Just all you have to do is to believe in every good thing that you deserve it and even more. And it keeps coming. If you believe in your hard work, keep going because it pays. It has paid for so many people that I know and even me. So keep going. And one thing you must not forget to do. At the end of every day or at the beginning of every day, just know that there's a supernatural being. There's God who oversees all that we do. He sees our heart desires. He knows everything that we do. And he will crown all off for us at the end of the day. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for sharing. Thanks for taking your time. I'm HOB. I talk about love in my channel, story, a lot of things to encourage people. Wherever you are, just always tune on to HOB and listen and watch my videos. Thank you, and thank you so much for today.